right, welcome back to Wholesome Financials Podcast. My name is Austin.
Susie.
And today we're talking about no-doc loans. If you're a business owner of any kind, any magnitude, you've been on YouTube and maybe you don't qualify for SBA, or the SBA loans have been going crazy lately. You've been looking for alternatives. You probably come across this term, no-doc loans. And so we're here to dispel all the myths, really explain what that is, right? And then at the end, we'll probably talk about who, and some other things we're going to answer in this video. Are no-doc loans hard to get? What is required for a no-doc loan? What credit score do you need for a no-doc loan? What banks do no-doc loans? Some do personal loans, and so we'll talk all about that in this video today. So just getting started, we for a living help business owners secure 0% interest funding up to $250,000 or more at 0% interest for 12 to 18 months, right? And you can qualify that as a no-doc loan potentially, like a potential type of no-doc loan.
Yes, that falls into the no-doc because you're not showing anything except your good credit.
So let's talk about, so before we get into the no-doc, traditionally speaking, if you're going to go in for a business loan, you have to have a lot of information, right? You got to show your business plan. You got to have you need to show your
P&Ls.
Your P&Ls. Like there's a lot of requirements and stringent, because if a bank's going to trust you, businesses fail, they need to make sure you're credible, right? Now, no-doc loans, to be honest, I think it's a bit of a misnomer. I don't think it's actually real.
No, I think there's a misconception out there. You do have to have some sort of minimal type of documentation.
Yes.
The only one that you do not have to have any type of documentation are 0% or just business credit cards, period.
Yes.
That's the only one. I promise you there's nothing else that is going to allow you without any sort of documents.
Now, are no-doc loans hard to get? Well, let me back up. So like you mentioned, so there are no such thing as no-doc loans other than a business credit card. And we'll explain how that can be seen as a loan. But like you mentioned, no-doc loans, really the best way to describe it, are loans that require the least amount of documentation.
Like minimal.
That's what a no-doc loan is. Minimal amount of documentation, and the least is possible. There's no such thing as nobody's just giving you money without showing them anything.
Yeah, like,
Like
if it's not
happen.
a business credit card, no one's like, here's $100K because you look pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
If that's the case, shoot, we'd be millionaires. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. So with that said, there's you only have a couple of options when it comes to no-doc loans. And so number one would be an MCA loan, right? A merchant cash advance. And then the other one, which is very similar,
It's like an invoice loan. So like
invoice factoring.
Yeah, so you would essentially show them your invoices over a 3-month, 6-month period of time.
Yes.
And then from there, they can deem you like, okay, great. Like this person's transacting $100K via invoices on a monthly basis. I think we can give them a loan. You see how you still have to provide those documents?
Yes, very minimal. Now, we've done a video on this before. I'll tell you again, MCA loans got to be some of the nastiest things in the business. You don't need funding that bad. Let me tell you why. Because the interest rates are terrible. You pay daily. And let me just stop right there. You pay daily.
You pay daily.
That is nasty work. And they're pulling it out from
ACH, like from your bank account. Like they're
it's gross.
Yeah. And then if you don't pay them, they'll put a lien on your merchant account. So like if you have a merchant account with, Chase, QuickBooks, they'll like snatch the money before you see it.
Yeah. It's nasty work. So those things, like you said, you still have to provide some type of documentation. Like, let me show you what my business has been doing, right? They're called revenue-based loans. It's probably the best way to describe it. Are they hard to get? No, not really. If for those two types, if you have the data to prove that these are the type of revenue you've been doing lately, then you should be fine to get, because they're really ready to eat off of that interest rate.
Yeah. So, I mean, one could say like, oh yeah, they're hard to get. Yeah, they're hard to get if you're not making any money in your business.
Yes.
Right? Like, so like if you don't have any type of invoices, if you don't have any type of merchant account to prove that you have clients, you have swiping going on with your credit card, yeah, it's going to be hard.
Yes.
But let's say you have a brick and mortar, you sell t-shirts.
Yes.
And you're making $50K a month on credit cards, you probably qualify for a merchant account loan or an invoice. But do you really want that at the cost of 30, 39, 40, sometimes even 50% interest rates?
Yeah, that's nasty work. And remember, revenue-based loans, they're not given to you unless you're killing it, unless you already have revenue. So if you're looking to start your business, you're not like, they need revenue in order to
Yeah.
get the loan. So those two are out. So the only thing left are 0% interest business credit cards, because you don't actually have to show any P&Ls and collateral. Your business doesn't probably even exist yet. But
Yep, you could do sole prop technically.
yep, you can be a
which
sole
means that you don't
proprietor.
even have to have an LLC, but there is that one caveat. You have to have good credit.
True. So there's a couple things there. So it's not really a loan. Business credit, 0% interest business credit cards aren't really a loan, but here's how they're viewed as a loan, right? If you acquire, let's say you need $100,000, right? If you set up your credit, it looks good. You have 700 plus credit score, no negatives, no charge-offs, collections, or anything like that. And your credit profile is strong. It's not too young. It's got a good mix in it. It looks great. You have an LLC that doesn't look scary to the banks, right? And then also you build a relationship with that bank. When you go in and apply for that business credit card, they're going to give you the highest limit possible. Now, depending on the card you apply for, you'll get 0% interest. Now, here's the thing. We'll talk about this in another video. Not all business credit cards are created equal, okay? Go for the 0% interest cards, because they'll have a term from as young as 9 months to as long as 18 months. The beauty of that is if I get a $75,000 limit card for 12 to 18 months, let's say I don't even have, I'm using that money for my business. It's tied up. I haven't made that money back yet. And the interest term, the 0% interest term is about to go out. I can just balance transfer that.
Yep.
Because business credit cards, the limits, the usage doesn't show on your personal credit. And so this is the closest thing you'll get to a no-doc loan, because all you need is an LLC and good credit.
That's it. So that's by far the only thing that is considered no doc. Anything else that everybody tells you, or any other people telling you, hey, you can get a no doc, that's a lie, guys. Like, we're here to break the myth or the
misconception.
bubble.
Yeah, pop that bubble.
Pop it. And it's not to say like, oh, we're hating. It's just, it's not real.
No, honestly, and even if there are products, because here's the thing, there are products for people that have bad credit, but they have terrible interest rates. They're extremely predatory.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's gross. I'm talking like 20% plus. I would never recommend that to anybody.
Not even
a business credit card, that's not hard. That's not far-fetched. And we're talking 0% interest. Now, once the term ends, you're looking at between 18 and 23% interest. But the goal would be to learn how to balance transfer and have a sequence set up. And I know what card to go to next. And I go, you know what? Okay, perfect. I can transfer my balance over, and then boom, I'm good to go. And the beautiful part about business credit card is it's a line of credit. So like after I use it, like I always have it.
So it doesn't just die off like a business loan that once you pay it off, then you got to reapply again.
Yes.
Essentially a card is forever going until if you cancel it.
So that's the closest you're going to get to. So when you hear no doc loan, I want you to think Chase Business Unlimited. I want you to think the Chase Inc. Business Cash. I want you to think about Truist product. I want you to think about the PNC Bank's product, Elon Financial's product. Like there are institutions. These are all institutions that have 0% interest credit cards that you can qualify for. That is a no doc loan. That's what people are referring to as a no doc loan.
Yep.
Because all you need is a good credit score in the LLC. So if you're curious, so like I mentioned, we have MCAs, we have invoice factoring, and then some banks have business credit cards. Like Navy Federal's got business credit card, but like they're not 0% interest. If you're not getting a 0% interest business credit card, I don't know what you're doing, but it's probably because your credit isn't the best. Fix your credit, guys. If you're going to take advantage, if you're looking for a no-doc loan situation, if you're trying to start your business and you need funding to start your business, go for 0% interest credit card. Now, like we mentioned, you have to have a strong credit profile. You need to have an LLC that's set up. You need to build a relationship with the bank. All these things need to be done. After you apply, you need to know who to apply, where to go. You can gather all that information from videos on our page or just different people throughout this community. Or if you're like, you know what, I need to get started, I need this funding, you can work directly with us. We have a mentorship. You can pay to be in it, and it's done with you. We handhold you, we walk you through, we give you the data points, we introduce you to the bankers, and we'll by the time you're done with us, not only will you have the funding you need, but you'll know how to get the funding you need. and then you can replicate that on your own. And
Yep.
so we highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. We get people 75K from Chase consistently, and that's that's the big dog. And obviously, if there's anything that goes on in your business, or you're like, no, you know what, my LLC isn't old enough. Look, if you're not sure, just shoot us a message, and we will let you know. We'll give you a consultation just via email. Just shoot us an email and go, hey, do I qualify for business funding? I'm like, hey, I'll let you know right now. This is what you need to do. And so, or if you click to apply to work with us, you go through our funnel. It'll tell you as you go through that funnel, where you leave off in that funnel, it'll let you know, I would focus on this and I would fix this before I move forward. So those are no doc loans. Hopefully we dispelled some myths. Hopefully we helped you understand like what this looks like, what are people saying, what does that mean? If you have any questions, maybe you're like, hey, I don't agree. There are some no doc loan products. Hey, let me know. Put it in the chat. I'm interested to find out. I've never seen them, but I'm open to learning things. The game is changing consistently. But if you're somebody that's looking for alternative funding options, this is your best bet. Go for 0% interest business credit cards. Stay away from MCA loans and invoice factoring unless you absolutely need it, because it's extremely predatory and it will
hurt you more than it'll help you, honestly.
100%.
Like, you're going to be in a bigger hole. You think you need cash because you need to scale, but then you look up and you're paying all your profits to the merchant, processor. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Just shut the business down if you can't scale.
And those only qualify if you're already in business. If you're trying to start your business,
that's not happening.
You don't qualify for that. So it's
unless you like fake docs, but who's doing that?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Be careful with that, people. I mean, they're cracking down. Yeah. Hey, Trump in office, he ain't playing.
Yeah.
Now not the time to be scamming. I'm just saying. So anyway, hope that helps. We appreciate you guys sticking in and watching this video. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.